Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to rise and shine live on the LI Sports Network. It is New York State Amateur Athletic Union High School Hockey Tournament semifinal action inside the Great Neck Ice Arena in the Parkwood Sports Complex. I am Dylan Flynn, and we are so excited to be bringing you the final four teams here in the tournament. Going to be kicking it off with Jamestown and Elps. Jamestown, the 1 seed, Elps, the 4 seed. Both these teams vying for a New York State championship out of the Western New York Hockey Club. I am Dylan Flynn. Let's take a look at the matchup. This is the first meeting of these two teams outside of their Western New York High School Hockey League here on Long Island. Both these teams took on 3 of the Nassau County teams. Jamestown went 2-0-1, defeated Valley Stream, tied Half Hollow Hills, and then had a dramatic 3-2 victory. Or excuse me, 4-3 victory. I'm looking at it now on my score sheet. Over Syosset last night to claim the 1 seed. Elps suffered a tough loss to that same Syosset team, 8-1, but bounced back for a comeback tie with Valley Stream, and then defeated Half Hollow Hills yesterday, 6-3, in order to lock up a playoff position and get a game here this morning and a chance at a New York State championship. They come in at 1-1-1. Very excited to see how these two teams match up against each other, after we have not seen them play one another, or really any Western New York teams play one another here on the LI Sports Network, so it'll give us a little bit of a different look. Two teams pretty new here. It was not in the building yesterday, it was in Long Beach, so we'll be very excited to see both these teams again in action on day 1 when I was here. Jameson Walsh, very impressive, as was Spencer Bell, the captain, scoring 3 times. Once in game 1 to get his team going, and twice in game 2. Scored on the power play. Lucas Lysandro did as well. Should be a fantastic contest between 2 very good teams on the other side for Elps. Brendan O'Donnell had a fantastic game. Blaze Becker and Nate Smith, that top line. 2 captains, Becker and O'Donnell, joined alongside the leading scorer, Nate Smith. Saw a plethora of their goaltenders from Richlick to Bliddy. Hornquist might have gotten the start yesterday, so we will see who they turn to here in a win-or-go-home game. For Jamestown, it's Colin Norlander. Started all 3 games. He's going to start again today, with or without his goalie skates, which we found out right before game 1 were left home in Western New York. Game will get going in just a few short minutes. So I'm going to go ahead, step aside, take a break. When we come back, it's Red Raiders, it's Raiders, and it's going to be live right here on the LI Sports Network.
ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Puck Game in the home of the Red Bruins. At this time, please rise and direct attention to the American flag for the playing of our national anthem.
Boy, that never gets old. What a great atmosphere here in Parkwood Skating Arena in Great Neck, New York. They do it right here. All the bells, all the whistles, it all just works so well. One of the best hockey atmospheres on Long Island. So please come check them out. Come see some hockey. Come play some hockey. Great Neck Bruins, home here in Great Neck, New York. We're about set to go. Game one, the semifinals, the final four. One of these teams will clinch their spot in the championship later tonight at 5:15 p.m. We'll have that for you right here on the LI Sports Network. But once again, I'd like to say good morning, everybody, and thank you for tuning in here on the LI Sports Network. I am Dylan Flynn, so happy to be bringing you New York State hockey action. Hope you have a good cup of coffee. Hope you have a good breakfast. But let's do it. Semifinals are underway. Jamestown Elps. Here comes Elps. Nate Smith dragging to the slot. This one pushed on net. Never found its way to Colin Norlander. Around here's a shot. Norlander makes his first save of the hockey game. Elps keeps this right in. Here's Colson Barber. Elps taps on Nate Smith, dragging to the middle. Smith, poked away by Norlander, falls off into the corners. The puck comes back out to center. Green takes this pass in, gets it up ahead to O'Donnell. Brendan O'Donnell had a goal in their first game. Played well in the second as well, alongside his line mates, Nate Smith and Blaze Becker. Out of his net here, Cole Richlick getting the start in net for Elps in this semifinal game. Right down on the doorstep, that was Rhodes. Put it off Richlick in front. Rebound comes out of the zone. O'Donnell will chip it ahead, looking for Smith. He'll just try to bat it in and head off on a change. It's cut off by Jamestown, though, and here they come the other way with Zachary Rhodes. Green steps around Rhodes. Here he is behind the net, up to Cherry. Near sideboards, trying to exit the zone. Pass ahead intended for Dylan Zidlowski was broken up. Here come the Red Raiders the other way. They'll chip in and head off for a little bit of a change. Cherry tries to tap exit with McCauley, and he will get it. Over the blue line, McCauley. Zidlowski in tow. Through the left circle, McCauley stripped by Talbot. Here comes Jamestown now on the rush. Brandon Smith leading the charge. Talbot going to the net as Smith lets it go off the glass. Here's McCauley. Exit to Zidlowski. Up through the neutral zone. He'll send this all the way around. Gonna look to see if we can get some of the depth scoring going for Elps today. Owen Wade, the only non-top line player that scored for Elps in their first 2 games. Obviously had some really good contributions yesterday. Able to put up 6 goals against Valley Stream and win 1 game in this round-robin tournament. Make it here to the semifinals as this is pushed in on nets, paddled aside by Norlander, and now Jamestown will exit. Lucas Gilbert gets the touch on this, leading scorer for Jamestown. But it comes right back out. O'Donnell, cross ice to Becker. Up the half wall, all the way around. It hits the outside of the net. O'Donnell chasing it. Gonna have it moved away from him by Barber. Here comes Gilbert, streaking up the near side. He's gonna chip this in all the way around. Jamison Walsh had a beautiful goal on a setup from Gilbert. Walsh now taps it up to the captain, Spencer Bell. He's gonna drive hard against O'Donnell, put this one in front. Walsh stepping in, shooting, and he fired that one off the glass. Gilbert had it poked off his stick. Smith lost his footing, took down Gilbert, but they're gonna let this play out. Here now Spencer Bell, trying to navigate some traffic. Gets through one, Bell back into the zone. Bell dragging to the middle of the ice, backhand shot, never made it there, put it back in front, and the rebound was cleared out by Smith. Here's O'Donnell, having a little trouble exiting. Walsh, Luther putting the heavy back check on. Here's Smith now tapping over O'Donnell. He walks, he shoots, and that one gloved and held by Colin Norlander. Elps doesn't seem like they're going to back down to this Jamestown team. Both these teams play so tough, so fast, so physical, and all have very skilled players out here on the ice. Been thoroughly impressed with the teams, the play, of course the fans. The fans are great. Talking with some of the Jamestown parents this morning. Had a good laugh with them about their visit to Long Island. Hope they are enjoying, and I hope all the teams are enjoying our wonderful community here in Long Island, on Long Island, rather should I say. Dustin takes a spill in the corner. Elps smelling an opportunity, trying to track down this puck. Hops over the stick of Green. He's got to backtrack now. Sends a pass over. That's intercepted by Bogdanovich. He waits in the right circle and puts one off the outside of the net. Rhodes, stop this one, gets it back. Rhodes shoots. It's under Richlick, and he will hold on for the whistle. Zachary Rhodes has been off to a noticeable start here early. Getting a really good opportunity here. Lost behind the defense. Cutting through the left circle. Let a good shot go, and Richlick made a better save. "12 minutes to go here in the first period. Still no score. So we're going to get a hand pass. Rather a high stick, excuse me. So we'll have the face-off all the way down to the Jamestown end. It's won by Hurlman. Jamestown will move it up out of the zone. From Backus, trying to prevent the entry. Christian Wilshire took a bump and ran into the pad right on the corner of the boards. Now it's stolen away. Hurlman walking to the net, had the puck bounce on him. He has to go off to the far corner. Now he'll move it back around Wilshire behind the net. Puck sitting on the apron. It's moved. Here's Rhodes. He lost the puck. Elps trying to clear, and they will. Cherry sent this all the way down. No icing. So Colson Barber going to play this. Long pass ahead to Rhodes. Sticked aside by Tumbakis. Here's Barber, swinging this one all the way around. Walsh crashing in on it. Prevents the clear from Gang. Now it pops all the way cross ice to Cherry. He moved it back out to center, but quickly stolen back by Nash Luther. Barber, stolen away by Becker. He'll drop back into his own zone to reset. Wants to exit pass up through the middle of the ice. Bounced off his stick. The other way come the Red Raiders before giving it right back to Nate Smith of Elps. O'Donnell almost dragged down. Put it in front. Becker was tied up. Couldn't get a shot away. Here it comes back out. Weinklowski has to battle an on-charging Gilbert. Jameson Walsh uses the big body to knock this one back into the zone, preventing Elps from escaping momentarily, but they will clear. Right onto the stick of the Red Raiders, who will now try to reset. Spencer Bell. Hard skating into the zone. Captain on captain, tried to move through Becker. Becker impeded his progress, took the puck as well. Now here he comes back in shooting, and that one is paddled up out of play. Puck comes all the way around. Elps stepping in, keep this in. Stick loose on the ice. It's going to be Meyer Talbot taking the opportunity to try and move into the zone, reaching for it, stolen away by Green. We'll get some help here. This one is thrown in on net. It was Reese Taylor. Elps trying to establish the zone once again. Jamestown hasn't had much of a cycle game going. Neither has Elps. Really a lot of neutral ice play, but both teams have had good rush chances. Here comes Talbot again. He's walking in, sending this one to the middle. He was looking for Parker Norlander as that one was broken up. Cameron Lemke backhands this one down, back behind the net. Here's Keegan Green. Taking it, tossing it all the way down the length of the ice, and this will be icing. Lemke lets this one go, shoulder save, diving for it, Richlick. He keeps it out. This one put back in front, and Richlick will gobble it up for the whistle. It's a good play right off the face-off, Lemke. Bunch of tips. Changed direction about 3 different times on Richlick, stuck right with it. We are still scoreless as we approach the halfway point. Here comes O'Donnell, right circles, put a shot on net. That was blocked before it could reach Norlander. Jamestown will clear all the way down and hit Tim Backus, so icing going to be avoided here. Big hit thrown there on Nate Smith. Lucas Lysandro in pursuit of this, watches it come around. O'Donnell makes a move and tried to spring Becker out of the zone. Turned over to Jamestown, who put it right back in. Bogdanovich walking and shooting, turned aside by Richlick. Smith, cross ice, gonna reset. Shane Friend took a spill down to the ice. He appears to be in some discomfort. Smith, also down on the ice, got tied up with Lysandro. Delayed penalty upcoming here, and Elps is gonna go to the first power play of the game. One of the captains, Lucas Lysandro, seems to be in some disbelief at this call. Palms up to the sky. Oh, it looks like he's being shown the door. Oh my goodness, Lucas Lysandro has been kicked out of this hockey game. It happened right here in front of us. He was tied up with Nate Smith on the ice. Smith down and out, and it looks like Lysandro, according to the referee, might have taken some action that exceeded necessity against Smith. And as a result, one of the forwards and captains of this Jamestown Red Raiders team is now out of the game. And it's going to result in a 5-minute major for the Elps Raiders. I believe now they've been given a bench minor. So let's see, is it going to be a major with another minor to create a 5-on-3 for Elps? Chase Cortez and one other player I'm not seeing on my roster are both going to head off to the box to serve the 2-minute for Lysandro, as well as the bench minor that is now creating a 5-on-3 for Elps. So they can negate the minor penalty, I believe, unless it's because it's under the major. It might have to run its course as this one pops back out into the crease. Here's O'Donnell starting it up from his own end, cutting through the neutral zone. Smith takes his puck that was turned back, cuts back into the zone, goes wide through the right circle. Smith now behind the net, surveying his options, trying to establish some space, get the power play set up. Pass over for O'Donnell. Drifts back to Smith from straight on, lets a drive go, and that one is blocked up out of play. Jamestown wins the faceoff. We'll clear this all the way down. 7 minutes left here in the period. Still no score in this hockey game. A minute left on the 5-on-3. Just under 4 minutes left on the major penalty. Smith once again enters the zone, this time through the left circle. Going to take this behind the net, awaiting O'Donnell in the right circle. Spins it across the ice. Nobody there. Becker going to pick this up, toss it up top to Gang. Owen Gang. From straight on, sends it down, right circle, gets it back. O'Donnell in the slot, sends a shot towards the net, diving Norlander. It was pushed wide and out. Here's Smith again, shooting one along the ice, that one wide. Here it comes out of the zone. O'Donnell racing there, is going to keep it in. Nice job there. The assistant captain of the Elps Raiders. O'Donnell, another keep. Feeds it down here. Smith forces it in front, works its way up to Gang. He lets one go, and he fired it high off the glass. That'll take the puck out of the zone. Johnson set to exit. Here's O'Donnell walking back in. That shot blocked. Johnson going to speed to the bench. Try to get that extra penalty killer on. It'll be Jamison Walsh. And here's Smith, slap pass over, intercepted by Bell. And now the Red Raiders the other way. Bell over the line, dragging to the middle. Fended off by Gang. Slides into the post. Nets come off, but they're going to let this play. The referee will fix that. So here's Smith the other way, 1-on-3. Smith slicing through the defense, fended off by Norlander. Over to Becker, back up top. Here's a shot let go. Never made it to Norlander off the stick of Battleson. Becker, Green. Catch on the far side. Becker waiting, walking in. Back up top, Green. He'll drag, he'll shoot. This one never made it to Norlander. Jamestown will clear. Hit the linesman. This will allow Green to take this at center ice, drop it to Battleson. He'll send a pass over. This to Jaden Taylor. He'll walk, he'll drag, he'll shoot. This one fended off to the corner. Jamestown will clear again. Jamestown fans to our left, unhappy with the referee's positioning on that play. He got hit by the puck the first time, and the second time yelling to get out of the way. Didn't take a lot of effort for him to do that as the puck was not moving very fast. But Elps comes right back in regardless. Minute and a half now to go on the major. Jamestown will clear again. And here's Lucas Gilbert walking in shorthanded, lets a shot go. And that one is gloved and held by Cole Richlick. Take a look back here at how close Elps did come. Finding the back of the net. Norlander did get an initial piece of that puck to keep it out. And then just a wide shot along the goal line keeps this game scoreless as we march towards 4 minutes left in the first period. Becker backhands this one off the glass, out of play. Here's Elps. A minute now left on the major penalty, moving this one into the low slot. Norlander gonna dive, and he's gonna cover this up. Jamestown bending, not breaking. Becker against Bogdanovich on the face-off. Bogdanovich will win it, and Jamestown will clear it the length of the ice. Richlick tees this up for Gang. Carson Olsen forces the turnover. Bogdanovich walking and shooting, and that one fired wide. Here's O'Donnell. Has it whacked away from him. Tambakis drops back. He's going to exit now with Gang. Becker, Tambakis together over the blue line as this one is thrown cross corner. 20 seconds remaining. Smith in search of that one. He's going to watch it wrap all the way around the other side. Olsen shoots this one out of play. Jamestown looks like they're going to survive this major penalty. So I was seeing Johnson on my roster sheet, Caden Johnson. He's listed as 62, but I believe his number is now 14. So my mistake on not seeing Caden Johnson earlier, who served the bench minor. Here now Jamestown has killed off the major penalty. Still need to try and get the puck out of the zone. Here they come on the stick of Spencer Bell. Bell over the blue line drag, shoots, Richlick fights it off. Rebound produced at the side of the net. It's going to be cleared away by Elps. Jamestown puts this one off the outside of the net. Wilshire got it back, threw it around. Bell from up top puts it on net. Richlick will glove and hold. Face off, taken forward, driving towards the net. Parker Norlander is going to circle out of the corner. Tried to set up Barber in the mid slot. It was knocked off his stick. Back out of the zone. Red Raiders will send it right back in. This one is intercepted. Smith looking for it, chips it on net, fended off Richlick. Rebound around the net. Stefano Isabella left it behind the goal line. Friend going to keep it moving. Here's Norlander with Isabella. Smith waiting. Never got it. Here's McCauley. A chance to exit up the far side. Takes the hit from Smith, but a bouncing puck finds Cherry. He'll enter over the blue line. Left it behind. Battleson drove one towards the net. Pinballed off the end board. Sitting at the side. A nice poke check there from Norlander. We're going to get an interference here against Joe Battleson. Going to send Jamestown to a power play of their own. So the Red Raiders, after fending off a 5-on-3 in the middle of a major penalty, are going to be rewarded with a power play here at the end of the first period. Let's see if they can capitalize in the dying minutes. Elps will start with a clear. O'Donnell slowed it down. Wanted to take it in and try to move ahead short-handed. So instead it'll be Spencer Bell. Able to move it back in. But he lost it to Elps, who tried to shoot it all the way down the length of the ice. Some friendly fire into their own bench. We get a face-off deep in the Raider zone. Bogdanovich wins the faceoff back, kept in by Barber. Touched over to Bell, he and Gilbert. Play catch on the far side, Barber. One-time shot off Richlick, rebound in front, loose in the blue paint. Couple whacks at it, and here we go. Nothing easy like Sunday morning about that skirmish in front of the net. Olsen all involved, getting in the face of some Elps players. Let's take a look at this save from Richlick. Big time stop there from Cole Richlick to keep us scoreless as we enter the final minute of play here in the first period. Gilbert battling hard, trying to get some help from Barber. Neither of them could keep it in as it works its way all the way back down the ice. Colin Norlander will set it up. Elps clogging the middle. We'll be able to return it all the way back down. So now here's Barber. Carrying it ahead. Bogdanovich helps reclaim it. Here's Barber. Right down the middle of the ice. Left it behind. Olsen tried to skate into it. Fended off to the near side. And Becker now sees an opportunity. Late in the period, Becker, Bogdanovich driving hard down the right wing. We get a whistle here. Slashing. Carson Olsen. 2 minutes to the box for slashing. So that'll negate the last 40 seconds of the power play here for Jamestown. We'll play a minute 20 of 4-on-4. And another 40 seconds of Elps power play time. Period expires. Nobody got a shot away. So after a little flurry of penalties, including a major that saw Lucas Lysandro shown the door early in this contest, Elps and Jamestown knotted at 0 after 17 minutes of play right here on the LI Sports Network. we get ready to go. For period number 2, I would like to thank everybody once again for spending your Sunday morning with us here on the LI Sports Network. I am Dylan Flynn. It looks like right off the face-off, we're going to get another penalty, another slash. And the leading scorer for the Jamestown Red Raiders, Lucas Gilbert, is going to head off to the box. This is another Elps power play. Currently 0 for 2. Early in the second, will we get our first crack at the scoreboard? Spencer Bell going to start it off with a clear all the way down the ice. Joe Battleson set to leave the box. He's going to join the power play unit. Here he comes. Or, excuse me, maybe he's not going to join the power play unit. He's instead going to step off in favor of Brendan O'Donnell. But Gang carry right back in. Becker directed traffic, told him to hold up. Let the Elps power play get set. Here's Smith moving and shooting along the ice. That one blocked out by Barber. Here's a pass across right in the middle. Shot. Save Norlander, and the rebound was not there. Big time save there for Colin Norlander. A good look in the slot for Elps. Nate Smith going to take this from his own end. A minute power play time left. Here's Smith circling the zone. Looking for his option. He finds Gang. Left circle, lets a shot go, change directions, and it went wide of the net. Becker. Back up top, Gang. Gang. Drifting, sending across. Pass broken up. O'Donnell. Down to Smith. Smith takes a hit in the corner. This clear attempt hits Becker as Bell gets tripped up. Becker at the side of the net finds Smith. 5-on-3 expires. Here's Gang walking and shooting, and that one deflected wide. 15 seconds of power play time. Smith gets run over. Play continues. O'Donnell cuts hard in the corner. He takes a hit, goes down to the ice. Power play is over. Jamestown's done a nice job killing them off. Here's Becker again, trying to slide right in front. Jamestown will clear, but with everything evened up, that capitalize just yet. Dustin moves it around for Lemke. Zachary Rhodes going to cut this off. Wanted to go cross ice for Wilshire. Pass was intercepted. Here comes Elps right back into the zone, or maybe so I thought. Joe Battleson was offsides. This time the cross-ice pass for Wilshire will connect. They'll come in onside. Wilshire fire, save Richlick, rebound through the slot. Bounced over the stick of crashing Red Raider. Lemke, center ice, up ahead to Rhodes. He gets bumped off the puck as it drifted in. He'll get it back, down low, Rhodes. Left it behind, Green tried to clear, could not. Lemke, good keep there, back down Rhodes. Below the net, Rhodes put this one in front into the blue paint, popped over the net. Here it is again, returned by Wilshire. Tucked back behind the net, players tying up Rhodes. Wrapped around his man. Puck finally pops free. Here's Wilshire, left circle, dragging, shooting, and that one blocked wide to the corner. Battle in front of the net. Rhodes, this one slid through the slot all the way back down. Peyton Dustin gonna turn it around. Carried in, but Cherry was clearly offsides. Taking this one, tucking it all the way back down around. Lob, keeps it in, lets it go. Richlick fends that one off. Here's Parker Norlander. Good keep there. Stefano Isabella. Now along the near side boards. Players battling, lob from out high. Let a shot go wide, ends up in the corner. Isabella gonna pick this up outside the left circle. Let a shot go, again wide. Another chance on net. Richlick holds on to this one. Bogdanovich in search of that one, had it moved away from him. Now here's Taylor. Reese Taylor carrying in, took a bump from behind. Jameson Walsh down to the ice. Fans very unhappy with the no call there against their forward Walsh. He's back, he's ready to go. He will send this one in. Olsen throws a big hit down the other end. Trying to establish position. Bogdanovich throws the body. Back out of the zone. Battleson tips it ahead. Taylor lets it go. Fended off. Rebound. Walsh will stick it aside. Jameson Walsh runs into Tambakis. So here's a shot. Let go. Bouncing on net. Norlander had to set it aside. Cherry moves this down. Taken in by Barber. Bogdanovich chips it out to center ice. Nothing but green jerseys there. Walsh still working hard. Able to backhand it into the zone, and Jamestown will get a change. Here's a chance now off the turnover. Shot by Luther, sent wide. Almost now 6 minutes gone here in the second period. Still no score. Here's Jamestown moving in again as this one is shot and deflected up out of play. Both teams had tallies in the first period of each of their games on Friday. Apparently it's going to take a while to get the first tally of the game in this one. Everyone out just for a little Sunday drive, Sunday cruise on the ice. Here's Gilbert letting a shot go, and that one gobbled up and held by Richlick, so we'll do the face-off again. Bell drags this one right along the blue line. Gonna tuck this down, cross ice, come all the way out of the zone. Bell retreats, sends over for Dustin. Dustin finds Meyer Talbot. He'll toss it down into the zone. Here it comes around near side boards. Elp's trying to clear, they cannot. Gonna try the other way. Talbot cut that off. Now they lose it. Nash Luther Looking for a cutting Bell into the slot. Pass broken up. Bell now retreating back to the blue line. This is going to be a penalty. And who's it going to be against? Holding call, I believe. Interference, rather, possibly. Joe Battleson was signaled for the penalty. It looks like it's going to be a double minor. Threw a hit on Gilbert that drew the initial penalty. So it is a double minor. For Jamestown now, 4 minutes of power play time. Just a plethora of calls here early. Not even halfway through this hockey game. So on top of the hit, Battleson said something to the official that caught his attention. He did not like, rang him up for another minor. Cherry in the box with Battleson, serving the other minor. Now Elps will try to do what Jamestown did and come to the rescue of one of their forwards. Barber reaching for this one, keeps it in, sets up Bell straight away, lets a drive go, and that one blocked wide of the net. On the near side boards. This one will be sent down right at the side of the net. A couple whacks at it. Sent it wide. This one is fired out of play into the Jamestown bench. 9 minutes left here in the second. 3 minutes on the double minor to Battleson. Face off, one back by Jamestown. Pass over for Hurlman. Couldn't take that in. Here's Lemke. Pass across for Walsh. Disrupted. Walsh has to settle that down. Gets it back now, far side. Walsh from below the goal line. Hurlman. Battle for the puck on the near side boards. Lemke sliding through. Overskated. Now here's Smith. Shorthanded in alone. Nate Smith for the lead. Smith scores! Nate Smith, short-handed, finally breaks the tie. Halfway through this hockey game, it's 1-0 Elps. On top of that, Jamestown going to take a penalty here. You just knew that Nate Smith, with that much time, that much space, was going to have a fantastic opportunity to score, and he made no mistake about it. The leading scorer for the Elps Hockey Club in their West New York season, 19 goals, 12 assists in 14 games played. Picked up 2 goals in their second game. Now has given Elps the lead here in the semifinals halfway through this game. Jamestown will remain on the power play. Missed exactly what the call was that sent their player to the box, but here come the Red Raiders looking to tie this one up as Bell put that one on net. Richlick set it aside. 2 minutes to go now on the double minor to Battleson. Here's a chance. In front, Jamestown has it fended off. Bogdanovich walking down to the net. Sets it behind. Turning Gilbert. Back down for Bogdanovich. Olsen battling in front with Taylor. Elps will clear again. This is Smith right on the red line. Makes a move around Bell, but Bell, nice recovery there. Takes it back in. Swung in. Taylor and Olsen both go down to the ice. Olsen would have had a great open look at the net as here's Barber, one-timer, save in front. Puck still loose. Now it's behind the net. Minutes ago is this drive by Gilbert. Fires wide into the corner. There's a pass back up, walking in, shot, Bell, fired it high off the glass. Becker will finally clear it out, allow Elps to reset. Barber navigating some traffic, cutting to the middle of the ice. Barber puts this one towards the net, fought off, rebound, Richlick gobbles that up. Richlick left a rebound. Hurlman sought it out. Richlick got the better of him there, swatting that one out of the air. 6:35 to go in the period, 36 seconds left on the power play. Jamestown looking to tie this one up after Nate Smith scored shorthanded to give Elps the lead in this game. Another shot blocked out of play. Hurlman on the draw, wins it. Up top, Lemke tried to feed back down to Walsh. Works back up to Lemke. Dustin feeds down Rhodes, takes the hit. Behind the net, Walsh gets tripped up. O'Donnell gonna be able to backhand this ahead. Lemke will take it in. Power play set to expire. It will. So not only did Elps do a fantastic job of killing off that power play, not allowing a goal, they took advantage of an opportunity and scored one of their own shorthanded. Nate Smith on the breakaway. And it looks like now we're going to get another call here. Holding the call against Gavin McCauley. So right back to the power play goes Jamestown. 5:40 to go here in the first. Bogdanovich from behind his net sets it up near side Gilbert. Pass over to Bell. Down to Barber. This one's going to be spun all the way back down if there was stolen away by Elps. Norlander sets it up for Gilbert. Pass across. Bogdanovich driving hard, putting this one into the blue paint. It'll be taken by Elps and cleared the length of the ice once again. Norlander to Barber. Had to step in front of Becker. Barber will send a pass for Bogdanovich to try and enter into the zone. Stolen away here by Bell. Bell driving hard. Tried to let a shot go, had it blocked. Here's Bell out of the corner, sets this one up in front. One-timer for Olsen on the doorstep, set aside by Richlick. At center, players got tied up. Looks like it's Gilbert. 4-on-4 hockey now. 4.5 minutes to go. Luther takes a big hit there along the near side as Lob moves back in. Lob tried to drive through the middle of the ice, was fought off by Gang. Talbot sets this one back for Lob. Dustin and Luther. Nash Luther cutting wide. This one's going to be offsides. Talbot cut into the zone a little too early. Nate Smith. Power play set to ensue for Elps. McCauley out of the box. Sprint to the benches. This one is driven into the paint by O'Donnell. A mess of bodies keep it out, and Jamestown will clear all the way down. Minute to go now on the power play. 3.5 left in the second period. Lone tally on the board. Nate Smith shorthanded for Elps. Gives the 4 seed the lead over the 1 seed here in the New York State tournament. Here is Smith. Back across, Gang. And try to carry up the near side. Walsh couldn't close him off. Here's Gang. Sending this one behind the net. Drifting back in front, Gang had a swat at it. Sent it wide. Walsh will take the opportunities of the loose puck. Clear it all the way down. Smith starting up the engines, cutting up the right wing. Smith to the right circle, got spun down, tripped up Lemke. Everybody appears to be okay, back to their feet. Puck back out at center. It's Green, chip it over for Smith. Power play expires. Here is Smith spinning away from the pressure. Back to 5-on-5, gonna chip this one in. On net, takes a bounce, and Norlander had to turn it aside. Colin Norlander didn't seem to know where that one was. It went up into his padding. Luckily for him, ended up at the side of the net. We remained 1-0. Backus dangerously in front, stolen away by Bogdanovich. He's gonna streak ahead with Gilbert. Long stretch pass, Lucas Gilbert into the left circle. Put this one in front. Nobody there for Jamestown. Bell took a spill at center. Elps not able to take advantage of that. But as Bogdanovich has it stolen away, Backus lets a shot go along the ice. Rebound! Popped over the net. Backus stolen away here. Becker walking and shooting. There's a glove save for Colin Norlander. Let's take a look at this latest chance for Elps. Bogdanovich fanned on the clear out pass. Puck bouncing on Norlander. McCauley reaching, poking. Good back check there by Jamestown to keep that out of the net, and we remain 1-0. Green, take this pass, can't get it out. Dustin keeps it deep. Parker Norlander looking to set up Talbot. Couldn't take that pass in as Talbot is spun down to the ice. Here comes Elps the other way. Nice move to the outside. Cherry lets a shot go, and that one fended off by Norlander. Final minute of play here in the second. There's a shot off the outside of the net from Taylor. This one will be shot out of play. And then a late hit's thrown on Smith. We're going to get another penalty here, an elbow. Reese Taylor off to the box. Back to the power play, go the Red Raiders. Still looking to get their first goal on the board. Bogdanovich on the draw. It'll be Elps clearing all the way down. Here's O'Donnell racing to it. O'Donnell, a poke check there by Norlander, prevents him from getting a good opportunity. Here's a one-time shot let go. Richlick makes the save. Barber keeps this in. Gilbert tossing this one to the front. It's helped along, but it's wide of the net. As Elps will send this one the length of the ice. Norlander gonna shovel it away, turn it over nearly. So Bell had to steal it away from Becker. Now one last chance. Gilbert up the left wing, turning this one towards the net, ends up wide. Near sideboards, one last chance for Jamestown, does not get away. That will do it for period number 2. The lone tally, Nate Smith, short-handed in the middle portion of the period, gives Elps a 1-0 lead as we head to the final intermission right here on the LI Sports Network. Players taking the ice, and it is just about time to get going with the final period of the semifinals here. Great Neck Ice Arena, live on the LI Sports Network. It's the New York State Amateur Athletic Union High School Hockey Club Tournament. Once again, good morning, everybody. Thank you for spending your Sunday morning with us. I'm Dylan Flynn. Elps leads Jamestown, the 4 seed, over the 1 right now, courtesy of Nate Smith, short-hander. Back in the second period, Cole Richlick has done a fantastic job in net for the Raiders from Elps. Colin Norlander's been good as well on the other side for the Jamestown Red Raiders. Jamestown's going to open up this period, 1:10 of power play time. Reese Taylor is in the box. After the conclusion of this game, we will have Syosset East Aurora, a rematch. Of their game on Friday. Syosset defeated East Aurora 7-5. Game-winning goal, a power play goal by David Desquee for Syosset. So we'll see what those two teams have for an encore. But let's handle business here first. Becker Bogdanovich on the draw, and the third period is underway here on the LI Sports Network. Bogdanovich tried to move it to Gilbert. Puck sent across the ice. Here's Bell. Zigzagging, going east-west. Chips up for Gilbert, tried to return it to Bell, it was broken up. Here's Colson Barber, skating over the blue line, feeding Bogdanovich, walking through the slot, pushed it on net, and Richlick will cover up for face-off. Jamestown setting up the power play. Bell, Gilbert, Bell lets a drive go. That one deflected wide of the net. Here's Barber. Down to Bogdanovich behind the net, setting up Gilbert at the top of the right circle. Bell one time over, a shot from Barber fired out of play. Faceoff now will come outside of the zone. Bogdanovich wins it away from Becker. Here's Gilbert. Up the near side all the way down. Power play set to expire. Gilbert looking for an option. Gonna walk in, gonna shoot, save Rich. Rebound pushed wide by Olsen on the doorstep. Big hit thrown there. On Barber, Bell walking and shooting, and that one is sent wide off the tip. Here's Barber again, Olsen in front. This shot turned aside by Richlick. O'Donnell makes a nifty move around Gilbert. Backhands ahead, Becker gonna let this go to Smith. He doesn't take it in either. It comes all the way down. Barber taken away by Smith. Smith left it short side. Nobody there, turned over in front. O'Donnell didn't get a lot of it, put it wide. Norlander sliding back. Covers this one up. Take a look here. Chance in front for Carson Olsen to tie this game. Puck went just wide of the net. Inches away from Jamestown, tying this one up. And now here's Jamison Walsh. Walsh from outside the blue line fires this one in. Rhodes sniffing it out, putting it in front. Hurlman Again, tipped it wide, back in front. Walsh fanned on the shot. Had a good look right on the doorstep. Walsh just had the puck drift on him. Smith will intercept this dump in. Turn it around for Becker. Here he comes up the far side. And send this one the length of the ice. Lemke will turn it around, set up Dustin. Peyton Dustin. Cross ice for Rhodes. Did he touch it? No, he did not. So icing called. And Elps will get an offensive zone draw just about 3 minutes into this period. Ironically, neither team has been able to capitalize on all the power plays they've been given. But instead it was Elps, a man down with Nate Smith, finding the back of the net to beat Colin Norlander and give Elps the lead here in this hockey game. It's looking like it might be enough as of right now. Let's see if Jamestown can respond. Luther over Bell, spinning, shooting. That one fended off by the leg pad of Richlick. Here's another chance in front. Talbot had his shot blocked. Luther up top, lob, spinning, shooting, knocked down by Gilbert in front. He gets it back behind the net. Gilbert put this one to a dangerous place. Nobody there for Jamestown. It comes all the way back out. Here's Bell. Over to Luther. He enters the blue line, takes the hit from Cherry, drops to Talbot. He'll toss it down. Meyer Talbot gets it back to Luther. Below the goal line, back Talbot. One-time shot off of Richlick. Rebound. No shot got away. Gilbert had it on his stick. Talbot gets dumped. Back to his feet. It's Cherry, McCauley. Battle for the puck. This one sent the length of the ice. Norlander lets it drift by. Face off down the other way. Here's Spencer Bell spinning, shooting. Richlick kicked him aside on that one. Barber from out high fires this one off the end boards. Olsen taps it back up. Lemke in front. They score! Jamison Walsh tips it home. We are tied at 1. You just had a feeling it was going to be Jamison Walsh. He's played well all game, all tournament. And in the most opportune time, he shows up, directs it to the top of the net, and Jamestown is back in this hockey game. We are knotted at 1. Just under 13 minutes to go now in the hockey game. Here's Olsen firing one wide of the net. Bogdanovich lost his footing, wanted to re-enter quickly. Nate Smith also loses his footing. He's down onto the ice. Here's Olsen. Gonna spin this one. Taylor. Smith. Resetting. This is Green. Tried to move it away from Bogdanovich. He stripped it from him. O'Donnell. Try to move ahead. Brendan O'Donnell chased down by some white jerseys, carrying in over the blue line. Elps cannot hold in. Smith feeling the pressure, left it behind. Becker stepped into it as Smith and Bogdanovich tie up behind the play. Referee's arm is in the air, so we'll get the call here. Nate Smith for interference. So back to the power play, go the Red Raiders. The Walsh goal came even strength. Elp's goal was shorthanded, so let's see if they can capitalize again. Here's Gilbert moving and shooting, and Richlick makes the save. Elps exits the zone, gets back out to center, but quickly back in is Bell for the Red Raiders, dragging. Had it knocked off his stick to the corner. This is Olsen. It flutters up. Gilbert settles it down, resets with Barber. Gilbert pushes this one as it bounces wide of the net. Picked up Bogdanovich. Will return it back down low. Olsen racing against Tambakis. It's Becker taking the loose puck, putting it outside the blue line, and Jamestown's going to have to reset. Becker, swing and a miss, as this one is directed on net by Olsen. Dangerous chance there, knocked down and held by Richlick. Change directions on him. Off of Gang in front. Elp sends us the length of the ice. A minute left now on the power play. Quick snap past Walsh. Went cross ice. He tied this game up. It's about 4 minutes into the period. Here it comes back to Walsh. Cross Dustin. Peyton Dustin in the corner. Moving it with Rhodes, tried to put it in front. Pinballed out, here's Lemke. Feeding it back for Dustin. 25 seconds, Lemke right on the blue line. Kept it in, Cherry couldn't locate it. Perlman over Walsh. Wanted to drive, put it in front, and they score! Zachary Rhodes, power play goal. The Jamestown Red Raiders have the lead. You could feel all the momentum switch over to the Red Raiders side after the Walsh goal went home. A big breath of fresh air. A sigh of relief. Now the Rhodes goal, and this team is energized. Can Elps put a halt to the momentum? They come out of the zone. Luther takes this puck from Talbot. Luther walking to the middle, puts a shot. That got blocked wide of the net. Talbot back around Luther in the right circle, couldn't locate it. And now here's a chance for Elps possibly, but it's a little too far out of their reach. It's going to allow Bell to spin it back around. And here comes Luther one more time. Right circle, Luther, Talbot in front. Luther circling the net, putting it in front. Lob. On the doorstep, they score! Meyer Talbot finds the back of the net. 3-1 Jamestown. The Red Raiders of Jamestown have opened up the third period on fire with a vengeance. Elps will get an offensive zone draw. 9:15 to go here in the third, but 3 unanswered. Walsh, Rhodes, Talbot. all in about a 4-minute span. Here's Elps. Led 1-0 in this hockey game, now trail 3-1. Smith, lone goal scorer, setting up Becker to navigate into the zone. Becker makes a move, puts it in front, paddled aside. Rebound is on net. Norlander will cover up. Walsh tried to tip himself ahead. Now he will be sent ahead by Bogdanovich. Olsen was there as well, but it was a little too far out of their reach. Green turns it around. Brendan O'Donnell drifting back outside the red line. Sends Smith ahead. Smith drifting towards the net. A shot put on, and Norlander hip to Jamestown sending Rhodes on his way. Up the far side, Rhodes. Left it behind Hurlman. Couldn't take it in. Fed down by Wilshire. Driving to the net, Hurlman. Rhodes tied up in front. Elps comes away with it. McCauley up to Cherry. I'll chip in. Racing Colson, Barber there. Cherry takes Barber down. Back pass up for Timbakis, intercepted. Now here's Rhodes trying to make a move through Taylor. He was fended off. And Jaden Taylor gets crunched into the side wall. He is down, and that is going to be a penalty against Zachary Rhodes. Taylor still down, being checked out by his coaching staff and trainers. We'll take a break, step aside while they check on Jaden Taylor. Taylor now back to his feet, skates off under his own power. He checked out more on the bench. Philip Meyer going to join Rhodes in the box. Looks like he's going to take a boarding penalty, so 2 and 10. So Elps back to the power play. Brendan O'Donnell speeding through the middle. Left it behind Timbakis. One-time shot. Fended off by Norlander. Here comes around Gang. Takes this one in. Lets it go towards the net. Blocked before it could reach Norlander. Now Jameson Walsh in stride. An opportunity with Gilbert. Fed it over. That law firm of Walsh and Gilbert Done a nice job this weekend of teaming up. Walsh hops on the loose puck at center ice. He'll send it back in. O'Donnell. Over to Gang. Back cross ice, Smith. Up ahead, O'Donnell. Over the blue line to the left circle, O'Donnell. Chips this around. O'Donnell put it in front. Becker put it on. It was sent wide. Now we get another whistle. Net came off, so that's the reason for the whistle. Faceoff will stay inside of the Jamestown end. 55 seconds now to go on the power play. Jamestown able to just drift it over the blue line. Out of the zone, Elps has to reset, so here's Nate Smith. Up the right wing, turned around. Smith, right here on the half wall, has it stolen away. Olsen, driving down at the goal line, lets it go off the shoulder of Richlick, and he and Smith collide. Behind the net, go down. Elps able to steal the puck away. Smith, exit pass with Tembakis. Here's Sam Tembakis, putting this one through the slot. Nobody there. Smith, the other side, puts it in front, tipped on net, and Norlander covers up. Good-looking tip in front there from Elps. Norlander hip to the task. Another shot is another glove save for Colin Norlander. Becker ties up the draw, stepping into this. McCauley backhanding it towards the net. Norlander fended it off. Power play expires. This will be cleared the length of the ice. Green starting up the engines. Passes behind Becker. Here's Talbot shoveling this back down. Smith over to Green. Green lost this one off the stick of Becker. Whistle's going to bring the face-off back out to center. Elps needs 2 goals in a span of 5 minutes to try and keep their tournament alive. Friend. Here's Gang. Long feed ahead. Intended for Battleson. Stolen away. Here's Bell. Dragging to the outside. Spencer Bell. Excuse me. Put this one back in front. Winding, firing, and sending it wide was Dustin. Smith and Dustin now have to chase. Dustin got it to Bell. Captain Spencer Bell gets this one going in the right direction. Elps pinned in their own zone. Now Smith behind the net, trying to set up an opportunity. Smith taking the task. Here it comes for Dylan Zidlowski. Zidlowski's pass, knocked down. Bell re-enters over the blue line. Bell through the left circle, surrounded by green jerseys, lost the puck. Three unanswered goals in this period. Jamison Walsh, Zachary Rhodes, Meyer Talbot have given Jamestown the lead. And now Elps is going to take another penalty. 3.5 minutes to go here in the third. Owen Gang, 2 minutes to the box. Face off, one back and stolen away now. Becker forced to pass ahead for O'Donnell, is broken up. Turned around Bogdanovich. Deep in the zone. Friend trying to keep it away from Bogdanovich. He will. Elps will clear out to center. But Elps doesn't really have the luxury of just dumping and resetting. Trailing by 2 goals. Have to try and take a chance here, shorthanded. See how aggressive they do get. Here's Barber. Pass to the middle for Olsen. Juggled it over the line as Bogdanovich entered ahead of the play. So offsides will be called. Friend, right off the draw, throws this one into his own bench. So heads up over there, some friendly fire coming the way of Elps. Here's Gilbert. Pass up to Bell, walking and shooting, and that one gloved and held by Cole Richlick. Becker trying to move ahead with the face-off. It's O'Donnell chipping back to his captain, who spun around and got it deep into the zone, chasing after Bell. Here's Green. Delayed call up coming here. Plays Becker, 2 minutes to the box. For what looks like they've deemed head contact, I believe. Perhaps boarding. Not too familiar with some of the more exquisite calls by the referees, but I do have the language pretty fluently down. Regardless, this is now going to be a 5-on-3 power play for Jamestown. Already up to 2.5 minutes to go in the hockey game. I believe it was a head contact penalty as Zidlowski now joins his teammates in the box. Barber, 5-on-3 walking and shooting. Save Richlick. Rebound, they score! Griffin Bogdanovich. Power play goal for Griffin Bogdanovich. Excuse me as I was dealing with a little bit of a technical issue. Extends the lead 4-1. So now 5-on-4 power play, but it's looking like Jamestown has this one pretty firmly in hand, and they're going to move on to the championship game later tonight. Spoke to league officials before. said that the scheduled 5 o'clock game was moved back just 15 minutes for 5:15. Here's a chance. Wilshire walking to the net, fended off. Hurlman couldn't take that in. So for the Jamestown fans or anybody else that wants to tune in, please, we welcome all fans to come on, tune in. Love to see everybody enjoying the hockey here on the LI Sports Network. Delayed penalty here against Jamestown. But the game for the New York State title will take place at 5:15 tonight. Christian Wilshire now is going to be called for a penalty. Wilshire 4 minutes for roughing and slashing. A minute 34 seconds left. Really only would come into play if Elps makes a miraculous comeback, scores 3 goals in the last minute and a half. Now we're going to get a timeout from the Elps Raiders. So we'll do a little bit of a reset, talk about how we got here. Nate Smith back in the second period on the breakaway. Shorthanded, found the back of the net to open up the scoring. Give Elps a 1-0 lead. Jamestown, though, went back to the locker room, reset between periods, and came out with a vengeance. Jamison Walsh opened it up with a tip. Zachary Rhodes found the back of the net on the power play. Meyer Talbot continued the hot scoring a couple minutes later. And then Griffin Bogdanovich put the exclamation point on the run. The power play goal of his own. Now Jamestown just has to close out the final minute and a half, and they are on their way to the New York State Finals. Four on four. Elps will have a power play in 50 seconds. Here's Walsh, empty net, shoots and scores. Jamison Walsh put it away. And then a little bit of a late hit there from Owen Gang. He's going to see him ejected from this game. Walked in on the celebration. But that's Walsh's second goal of the game. He opened and will now possibly close the scoring for Jamestown. As Richlick now will head back to his net. A mess of bodies now in the penalty box. 3 for Elps, 3 for Jamestown. Walsh and Rhodes in the box. Zidlowski and Sam Henderson along with Blaze Becker in the box for Elps. I said it again the other day. I'll say it again now. 2's company, but 3's a crowd, so 3 aside must be a mess on the side of the penalty boxes. We saw yesterday Long Beach get a little bit out of hand towards the end of the game. Just hoping that in the final minute 15 seconds here, it doesn't get out of hand as well. Nate Smith moves in, puts a shot on, turned aside by Norlander. Be a shame that such a great hockey game has to end in such an ugly manner. All these kids left it all out on the ice, played so phenomenally. It was such an entertaining hockey game. The memory should be that it was a great hockey game. It is a great hockey game. It shouldn't be marred by some of the bad stuff that's happened along the way. As we enter the final minute of play, here comes Jamestown 2-on-1. But they're offsides. It's Connor Dengen was up the ice along with Bogdanovich. So Jamestown drops back. They have a 4-goal lead, push ahead. They will now await the winner of our next game, Syosset East Aurora, to compete for a New York State Championship. Will we have a West New York battle, Jamestown East Aurora, or will we get a rematch of yesterday, Syosset Jamestown Long Island versus Western New York from coast to coast of the state of New York? The Red Raiders were down, but they were never really out. Norlander makes one last save, and that'll do it. The Jamestown Red Raiders are on to the finals to play for a New York State Championship. Valiant effort put forth by the Elps Raiders should not be understated. The run that this team went on, very impressive hockey played by the team from West New York. Just fell a little bit short today. But we will see the Jamestown Red Raiders later. And as the teams line up to shake hands, that'll do it for us for the first semifinal here on the LI Sports Network. Thank you, everybody, for spending your Sunday morning with us. I am Dylan Flynn. On behalf of everybody here, we'll see you next time right here on the LI Sports Network.